Hello learners, let's continue where we left off in the previous lecture. So we were dealing with the annotation parts. We have seen how to place multiple views in your required sheet, and we have seen stuff like dimensioning, tagging, creating a new tag or modifying a tag. Okay, so in this way, yeah, as per the previous lecture, you can add dimensions, tags, etc. in your uh, particular view. So as we have seen the aligned dimension tool, the linear, angular, radial dimension, diameter dimensions or arc length, these dimension tools can be used based on the actual scenario. Okay, so if you have any angular or inclined dimensions to be measured, you can use the angular one. If you have a radial dimension to be measured, you can use the radial ones. So the dimensions can be used based on the scenario or the actual geometry existence, and those can be used however required. So now we will just see about the detail lines. So detail lines are nothing but just a simple lines. Okay, just they are simple lines. When we select the detail line tool, we can see we have a few options for drawing the lines, and here we have the line style. So under the line style, we have beyond, center, hidden lines, thin lines, wide lines. Okay, so these are the line styles. So just create. Let's create a uh, single detail line. So use the single line here, and using the line style as thin lines, we have created a single detail line. So detail lines can be used to detail out the item. Okay, so let's say there is a particular element. Okay, let's say we have an example of a kitchen base and an upper cabinet. Okay, so we don't want a 3D element for that particular items to be placed, but we want a 2D representation only. So in that case, you would just simply go and use the detail lines. So whenever we don't need any 3D representation of an element, but we need a 2D representation only, so in that case, you can go for the detail lines. So if you want a basic sketch, so you can go and create a basic sketch of the elements or equipments based on its geometry. So this would be the uh, base, and let's change the upper cabinets. Okay, so let's model the upper cabinets in this fashion. So this is my base, and this is nothing but the upper cabinets shown in the hidden lines. So in this way, you can detail out the items without even modeling or placing the 3D elements. Okay, so here we have placed a example of thin lines. So we can change the type based on the line style. We have a few different line style available. So if you want to create a new line style, what you would do, just go to manage. Here we have additional settings, and here we have different line styles. So go to different line styles, add new, and add the name of the line. So let's give it a name as line 2 and hit OK. So our new line style, line 2, is now created. Now we can add the line weight. Okay, line weight, like it runs from 1 to 16. 1 represents the thinnest existence of the line, and 16 is the boldest existence based on the line weight. So let's keep it 1. If you want to change the color, you can change the color as well. Let's keep it red, and you can assign a unique line pattern also. So if you want to change the line pattern, you can use line patterns from the drop down list. So let's keep it -3/2 red. Okay, now let's apply. Okay, so now you can see, let's go and select the detail line again. So we go into the annotate tab, detail line, and from the line style, let's select line 2. Now we have selected line style as line 2, that we have created one, and you see the color which you have given is red. So red is visible, and the pattern is also dashed, so it's visible in this fashion. So if you want, you can create a unique detail lines as well, or line style as well. So detail lines can be used in a particular view. So detail lines are not visible anywhere apart from that particular view. So if you are using detail lines in level 0 duplicated view, so that detail line, so we have used detail lines here over here. So these detail lines won't be visible in other floor plans. See, you are unable to see the detail lines. Okay, so detail lines are view specific. So the property of this detail lines are, it's a view dependent or view specific. Okay, so the detail lines are used in a specific view, then those detail lines are only seen in that view only and won't be seen anywhere else. But if you want those detail lines to be seen everywhere, even in the 3D, you can go for model line. So let's take an example. Let's create a detail line over here and go to architectural tab, and here we have model line. So let's create a similar model line. So one on the left is a detail line, and one on the right is a model line. So if you go to 3D view, I'm able to see the model line. Okay, I'm able to see the model line that is on the right hand side, but I'm unable to see the detail line because detail line doesn't exist in 3D, and it only is seen in the respective view in which we have drawn on model the detail line. Okay, so we are able to see the 3D model line in 3D, but we are unable to see the detail line. So this is the basic difference. So let's move ahead, annotate. So now we will come and see the region part. So under the region, we have couple of types of regions. So first is a field region and another is a masking region. So both are basically the same, only there is a slight difference in their functionality. So field region is nothing but the hatch that you have seen in AutoCAD. Okay, so if you want to sketch an area, let's sketch an area as the name suggests, region. So we will sketch a region and that region would be filled based on the patterns. Okay, so here under the properties we have patterns. So for now we have selected diagonal crosshatch. We have few patterns over here. Let's use the default and hit OK. So whatever the region you will sketch, that pattern would be assigned, or that pattern would be created into that boundary that you have sketched. Okay, so you can adjust the boundary using the shape handles that are available, or else you can edit the boundary and sketch it however you need. Okay, and even regarding the ends or the boundary lines, you can select the line styles differently for each of the boundary lines as well. So let's keep it line 2 over here, let's keep it an overhead over here. So you can assign different line styles to all the boundary lines separately. So let's keep it invisible also. We can keep invisible as well. Hit OK. So now you can see the lines for this edge, line for this edge or this side, but we are unable to see the line on this side because we have kept, or we have uh, assigned the line style for this particular boundary line as invisible. Okay, so because of that reason we are unable to see the line on this particular side. So let's finish. So you can see still we are unable to see it. So if you want to make it visible, let's select the line and give it an appropriate line style. Hit OK. Now we are able to see it. So in this way you can sketch any region and you can change the line style for the boundary of the region that you are planning to prepare, and whatever the region you will select, that region would be created inside the that pattern would be created inside the modeled region. So if you want to change the pattern, you can select the patterns that are available by default. Okay, so in this way you can create the regions as required. So let's try it out in our floor plan. If you want to create a region in this room, or if you want to create a region outside, a small region outside to show that it's an earth or a topography. So let's create a region outside. Let's go and select the region, and I will just draw a big box, rectangular box outside, so that it represents a earth or ground. And let's keep the line style as thin, or maybe let's keep all the line styles as invisible. So if you have modeled it previously, then you won't be able to use the line style, or else you have to change the lines individually. So just select tab and check or select all the lines, and let's keep them invisible. So my region is now sketched. I need to use the uh, pattern, or the pattern by which the region will be filled. So let's go with black. Okay, and okay. So here we are unable to see anything. So let's send it to back. So still we are unable to see anything. Send it backwards. Still we are unable to see anything. Let's go to edit, and we can see there is a parameter called masking is on. Okay, there is a parameter called masking is on. So if you uncheck this one and hit apply, okay, now we will able to see the actual uh, property as well, but still as the color is black, we are unable to see it. Okay, so let's go ahead and change few of the properties. Make the foreground color. We can change the color as well. Okay, so we can change the color, we can change the patterns also. For now it's drafting, or maybe a field, a solid field. If you want to change the pattern, you can select the pattern from here. Let's keep it earth. Okay, and let's change the color to something a brownish shade. We don't want any color at the background. Let's keep it as it is. Apply. Okay, so now you can see the pattern that we have created is now visible inside the uh, region that we have sketched. So in this way we can create any regions as per the required. So it's not looking correct in a correct way. So let's keep it, or keep the boundary not touching the inside of the floor plan. So let's keep it on the exterior part. Let's trim it out. We don't want the boundary in the form of loop. So it's better to trim it out. And here we have, let's keep it invisible. Let's trim these lines. Okay, and hit OK. So now let's see. See, there is a ground on the exterior side and nothing is present on the interior side to make the view clear and clean. So in this way, you can create any region as per your preference. You can create any pattern. You can give any color to your field region. Okay, so let's check an example of creating a region. So before that, we will see what is actually masking region. So let's go and select the masking region now. Masking region is nothing but it masks, as the name suggests, it masking. So it masks anything that is covered underneath, or the region or the element that is covered by this region. Okay, so let's create a rectangular box over here and just finish. Now, as the name suggests, masking. So whatever element is covered in the masking region, the wall that is covered in this portion that is intersecting with the masking region, or we can say the portion of wall that is below the masking region, won't be visible. See, as the name suggests, it masks, means that portion won't be visible. So if I extend this masking region to the internal face of the wall, you can see the portion that was present, of the portion of wall that is present in conjunction with the masking region, that portion is not visible, though there is wall present throughout, but it's a representation. Okay, so as the name suggests, masking, so the region that covers, okay, the region that is covered, so the wall that is in conjunction with this region, the part of wall that won't be visible. Okay, simply edit boundary. You can just even adjust the line style for the masking region also. Okay, so now let's see. Are you able to see the well, thin lines or the boundary lines for the masking region? No. So if you want to represent an opening, or just a graphical representation of there is no wall in between these two rooms, so you can show or hide any unwanted things using the masking region. Okay, so this is just similar to region, but it masks, or it doesn't allow the elements that are present beyond it to be visible or seen in the floor plan. This is just a simple use of the masking region. So if you just go over here, so as the name suggests, creates a graphic that obscures elements in a project or a family. So you can see in the clip as well, if you don't want to show any details or anything that is hampering your view, so you can mask it off. So now let's see how to create a new field region. So let's go take a field region. Let's take an example of a solid yellow color field. So let's go and take edit type, duplicate it, solid. Let's rename it as solid yellow. Okay. So if you want a solid pattern, you need to select a solid fill. Okay, as the now my fill pattern is solid. Now let's change the color yellow over here. Hit apply. Okay. So now let's sketch it out. We have sketched the region, and now let's see. As we have created the solid fill and we have applied a color as yellow, the region is now completely filled with yellow solid pattern. So in this way, you can create any region or mask. You can use the mask region as per your convenience or requirement in the uh, project. So let's move ahead. Now we can see we have created a roof plan into our sheet number 2. So now let's see how to use another set of annotation tools that are available. So here we have spot elevation, spot coordinate, and spot slope. So if you want to assign a slope for your roof, you can use the spot slope. Roof, not only roof, but even the floors, or what you can say, or the ceilings that are in inclined manner or sloping manner. So you can see we can use the slopes here. As I select the spot slope and hover my mouse to any of the roof, you can see the value is also changing. The value is changing. If you want to place the diamond or place the slope, just need to select the left click on the roof that you intend to place the slope on, and you are able to place the slope. But you can see it's not showing in the our standard manner or standard slope representation. Okay, so to change the units, you can just go to edit type, and from here check the units format, use the rise, like the current is set to rise per 100 mm. So just go for degrees. If you want decimal places, you can go for decimal places as well. If you want to show the symbol, you can go for showing the symbol as well. Okay, let's show it. Okay, apply. Okay, now you can see they are now turned into degrees. The slope is now turned into degrees. If you want to adjust the length of the slope, that is representation, so you can just drag the a small bubble or the shape handle, you can see. You can adjust the size or length of the slope that you have placed. If you want to move the text, here we have another dragging option. So you can move the text by dragging the blue dot that is shown over here. So in this way, you can adjust your slopes. So now let's see what is spot elevation. So if you want to select the spot elevation, go to annotate, select the spot elevation tool, and here you can see you can place the spot elevation, that is elevations of any selected point. So if you want to place the spot elevation, what you need to do, select the spot elevation, select the point for which you intend to show the elevation. So if you want to show this elevation of this particular point, just need to hover over that point, left click and place the tag. Okay. If you want to adjust the text, you can adjust it. If you want to adjust the angle for this particular uh, tag, you can do it. If you want to extend it, you can extend it in this fashion. Okay. So here you can add spot slopes in this manner. If you want spot slopes at few other places, you can do it. So in this way, you can add spot slopes to your any element for which you intend to show the elevation of. Okay. So here, if you see and if you check the uh, properties of that elevation tag, so let's go to edit type. Let's go to edit type and now see we have few parameters over here. Okay. So if you want to change the elevation base, that is it's counting with respect to the project base point. If you want it with respect to the survey point, you can use the survey point. Hit apply, hit OK. There is no change in value because our survey point and project point is at same location. So if you want it relative, apply OK. Now you can see there is a change in value. There is a change in value. So it's with respect to base level as level current level. So if you change anything from level 0, from level 1 and current level, that is level 2. Okay, so you can, it basically calculates the height from the respective level. So if you want to calculate the height of this point from level 0, it's 5 meters something something value. Okay, so this is how you can calculate the values from all the levels or relative from other levels as well. Okay, so let's select all SA, select all and change it relative to level 0 so that it's showing me the elevation values that are from level 0. So in this way you can change the uh, base, like from where the height of this particular point can be calculated. So go to edit type again. From here you can change the arrow, like you can change the arrowhead as well. Okay, leader arrowhead as well. So if you see now it's currently arrow field 20 degrees. So if you want to change it, you can change it to arrow let's say diagonal. Let's say you can use arrow 90 degrees, apply OK. You can see now there is a difference in the arrows now because we have changing the arrowhead, leader arrowhead types. Okay, so you can use any arrow head from the drop down list. Let's keep it 30. If you want to change the line weight, you can go with changing the line weight. If you want to change the color, let's say let's give it a red color, apply OK. So now you can see the color is now changed to red. So in this way you can edit and manipulate the spot elevations as per your preferences. So as we have seen spot elevation, spot coordinate is also the same. Spot elevation gives you the Z value, okay, with respect to any levels that you are selecting. As we have seen, we can select the reference as level 0, level 1, level 2, likewise. So it calculates the Z elevation of that particular point with respect to any level that you choose. So spot coordinate gives you nothing but the northing and easting values of that particular point. Okay. So if you want the northing and easting at this particular point, just need to left click and place the spot coordinate tag. If you want the spot coordinates of this elevation, let's just select like hover over that point, left click and place the spot coordinates. Left click somewhere over here and left click again. If you want to adjust the text or the tag, you can just drag it out. If you want to change the angle or inclination of this tag, you can do it. If you want to change the length, just drag this end. So in this way, you can change the, or you can assign the spot coordinates as well. If you want to change the spot coordinates properties, if you want to show the leaders or don't show the leaders, you can do it in this way. If you want to show the leaders, just check this one. If you want to edit anything, now you can see the base or the coordinate base, it's survey point. So whatever the value that we are seeing over here are calculated from the survey point. If you want to change the graphics or the appearance of the arrows or the text, if you want to see it as in a bold fashion, italic, or if you want an underline to be present, if you want to change the units, etc. So you can do it in the edit type, and you can change the parameters as per your preference. So in this way, you can place the slope, spot elevation, spot coordinates for your particular elements. So now let's move ahead and see what actually is the components. So components and detail group are mostly almost the same. Okay, so if you just hover your mouse to the components, like the name suggests, adds a specific detail component to a view. It's just a 2D representation. So whatever you are seeing over here in the detail tab, all these are the 2D representation only. And there is no 3D element or 3D representation of any of these elements. So if you want to place any component, detail component, you can just place it. So let's take an example. Let's place a roof tile. Place it over here. Just for example, you can see it's just a 2D representation. The same can be created using the detail line also. It's just a 2D representation that can be used to any particular views. Similarly, the detail groups also goes the same. If you want to take an example, let's go for insulation and just add an insulation. So you can see it's just a 2D component, nothing else. There is no 3D present. If you go in 3D, see, there is nothing. There is no insulation that is visible in 3D. But if you go to 2D again, we are able to see it because it's just a 2D representation that you can even call it as a component that can be used for any specific view. And if you want to add a revision cloud, there is a provision for revision cloud as well. Select the revision cloud. And if you want to add a revision cloud somewhere over here, you can just create or sketch it out using the drawing tools available. Okay, so here in this way you can add the revision clouds. Hit OK. Now we are able to see the revision clouds. If you don't want it, select the revision clouds, delete. So in this way you can add revision clouds to your model. And now if you want to add the text, you can even add a 2D text and a 3D text. So 3D text can be added from the model text over here. That is in the architectural tab under the model panel. We have the model text. As we have seen model line and detail line, in the same way, we can have a model text and a normal text. Normal text is a 2D representation and model text is a 3D representation. Let's check it out. Let's select the text. We can have the type of text that can be used, that is 2.5 mm Arial. So this is the text size and this is the font. So here we have 5 mm Arial, 7 mm Arial, etc. So let's go ahead with 2.5 mm. Here we can have the text with the leaders or any inclined segments or two segments, curved segments. Okay. So, and this is the justification alignment tools that are available. So let's create a simple text. Let's give it a name as room 1. Okay. So here is my simple text. You can even drag the box by, if you want to change the size or adjust the size of the text box, you can drag the ends. Okay. If you want to change the justification from here, you can change the alignment as well. So if you want to center the alignment, like you can see over here, the alignment is now changed. If you want to make the justification left, see. If you want to make it a right alignment, you can change it from here. Now, if you see, if we have multiple text, let's say, uh, room 2, room 3, and we will give spaces in between. Okay, and hit escape. So now you can see we have our text in this fashion. Let's place it out. So if you make it center alignment, all three would be center aligned. If you want to, if it's a multi-line tag, then you can use this alignment as well. Okay, top alignment, bottom alignment, etc. And if you want the leaders to be present on the left top, left bottom, right top, right bottom, right center, you can go for that as well. So if you want to add a leader, you can go for addition of leader. If you want it on the right hand side, you can go for right hand side. Now you can see the leader is now formed at the bottom right because the alignment or the justification that we have used is bottom right. So if I make it top right, now you can see the leader is starting from top right. So if I change it to bottom left for this one, you can see it's starting from here. You can drag it from here. You can adjust the leader using the shape handles or the drags that are available. If you don't want the leaders to be present, you can delete them. Similarly, you can create curved leaders. Okay, so in the form of arc, you can see you can give the leaders in the form of arc. You can change the justification if you want in this way. Now, if you want to create a normal text that have leaders by default, you can go for using the one segment. Okay. So first click and type it out. ABC. So in this way, you can have your text list. So let's go and check another one. Okay. So first it's asking us to define a first point, then a segment, and then you can add a text. And similarly for the curve. Okay. ABC. So in this way, you can place the text wherein we have leaders by default, or else you can add leaders afterwards by using a simple plain text. ABC, ABC. Okay. If you want to add the text later, or means add the leaders at the later end, you can add leaders afterwards. Okay. If you don't want the leaders, then you can remove them. So in this way, you can add the text. If you want to change the font, if you want to change the color, all you need to do is to go into edit type, duplicate it. Let's say I want a 3 mm text. Okay. I want the color as red. So I'll use the red color. And I want a border to show border. Just go for selection of borders, make it size 3. And I want it as a bold and italic. Apply. Okay. Now you can see there is a border. The color has now changed to red and size also turned to 3 mm. So you can change the type for this as well. Okay. So in this way, you can add text to your project. So as you have seen 2D text, you can add 3D text in the same manner. So let's take an example of that as well. Go to architectural tab, and here we have model text. So whatever text you want, you just need to type it out. Let's say ABC. Okay. And you need to select the face. For now, it's not correctly selected. So before placing it, you need to select the uh, work plane, or need to set the work plane, because now you see the ABC model text has been uh, in the inner side, is now placed in the inner side. So let's give it a pick new. Let's pick a new face for it. Okay. So now see, now it's present on the outer side. So before placing any model text, make sure you have selected or corrected, correctly set the work plane. So if you want to change the host, select the text, pick new, and it will just ask for the plane or face wherein you can place the model text. If you want to change the text, select, double click over it, and you can change it. Revit course. Okay. From here you can see you can adjust the text as well. So what does the depth mean? So here we can see there is a depth of 150. If you change it to 50, so the thickness of the text is nothing but the depth. You can change the alignment as well. If you want the alignment to be horizontal, center, or right, you can keep it. So as you go into the edit type, you can see over here the text size is 600 mm and the text font is Arial. So if you want to change the text font, you can change it. You can change the text size as well. So hit 300 over here. If you want the model text to be bold, italic, you can select that as well. Apply. Okay. So you can see the changes that we have applied are visible in the 3D. So if you want to change the material for this model element, you can even assign a material for it. Just go and select the material over here, and within the material, you can select any of the material you want. So let's go ahead with aluminum. So you can see the material is now applied. So in this way, you can add a 2D text as well as a 3D model text. So let's move ahead, and we can see like we have placed few of the views in our existing sheets. So if you want any other views, let's say if we have taken example of the floor plans currently. If you want any sectional view, any call out view, or any detail view that you have created in the previous lectures, so you can add them also. So if you want a section view to be added, let's drag that sectional view and place it in the sheet. So the section view is now placed. So if you want to adjust the scale for this, let's make it 1:100. So you can adjust the scale for this particular view. So this is nothing but the section 2, and we can even add the callout that is associated with it. So we have added a callout for our sectional view, section 2. So this is nothing but the callout. So let's adjust the callout view here. So our callout view is like this is the callout, and this is the callout view that we have created. So in this way, we can add our sectional view or callout view, etc., into the sheets that you have created. So you can compose the sheets using a variety of plans or a variety of views that are available in your project. So if you want to add any drafting view, so we have created a drafting view also. So you can add the drafting view as well. Simply select the view and drag it into the floor plan. So now you can see the scale is a bit large as compared to the sheet. So let's reduce the scale. Let's keep it 1:50 and place it over here. So you can add your existing views, your drafting views to compose the sheet. If you want to adjust the text, you can adjust it. If you want to adjust the text size, text dimensions, okay, so you can do that as well. So this is the basic drafting view that we have created. So let's rename it as wall junction details. So here are few of the examples of the views that we are able to place in our sheet. So this is all about the sheet work and annotation part. The upcoming lectures, we are going to see how to create schedules and legends. Keep learning. Thank you.